Again, guitar, three-finger style, bluegrass banjo style on guitar. Top four strings tuned just like a bluegrass banjo tuned in G. No fifth string, of course, but D, G, B, D. Okay, so this lesson is about a style in bluegrass banjo we call melodic style, and guitar players call it cross picking, I believe. It's playing a note on one string and then another scalar note or another lick note on an opposite string, many times open. And those are kind of fun to use if you need to play fast scale type passages in patterns like that. Blackberry Blossom is uh, a traditional tune, fiddle tune that is obviously melodic style. I'm not going to do that tune, but I'm just going to show some of these licks. I'm going to show you some very majory sounding licks that you can use while soloing over, 1-4-5 type tunes that aren't real bluesy. They're just kind of majory sounding. This would be an example. And you'll notice I'm playing. So and you can play it over and over again until it gets real smooth, and you can play it fast. Maybe I can, maybe I can't, I don't know. Now that works over a one chord and a four chord and whatever. You could play. Now, if you land on a D chord, there's a cool lick that you can start on your low D string. Okay? Which is a kind of a cool lick. And you'll notice if you just put on a track or, just like play a that, you'll notice that it kind of works. Okay, so now that's very vanilla sounding, but it's a cool way to get started. Now let's do some bluesy licks, but with those same types of patterns that are there. This is kind of fun because these work over any bluesy bluegrass tune. These licks work over any chord just about, without, G, C, F, D, those types of changes. And it's the same rolling patterns that I was using before, but I'm going to change my shapes, my notes that I'm playing. So that's a cool sound again. Okay, so that works there. Now, the D lick that I showed you before, we're going to use pretty much the same fingering patterns on your right hand and change a couple notes on the left hand. That's a change. Again, very cool bluesy sound. And again, those lines and licks will work over most 1-4-5 type bluegrassy tunes. Now, I'm going to tag one more thing just on the end of this. A couple things actually. This shape up here that I'm playing. You can play, if you're playing. Well, if you play the notes in the opposite rolly pattern, you can turn it into a little bit quicker roll. Meaning the changes or the line is going by at a quicker pace rather than it's and that probably makes no sense because it almost makes no sense to me. But the idea, you get the idea what it sounds like. Kind of cool. So now, there are a couple of prominent 5-string banjo players that made this style. There was, guys like Vic Jordan, Bill Keith. A couple of my favorites were Bobby Thompson and Carl Jackson. And Bobby Thompson and Carl Jackson used a lick that kind of starts way up the neck here, and it's a very cool bluesy lick. This is less of that kind of melodic style. It ends up going into it, but it's more of a single string style. Now we're going into so that lick up there is not exactly like the banjo players play it, but it's close enough to where it gives you that flavor. See how that works? So that's kind of a cool banjo thing to throw in there too. Anyway, that's enough. Almost 9 minutes worth of lesson there. Again, I'm sorry I'm not playing these. Not giving you tons of detail, but hopefully it's enough to where if you're interested in learning those sounds, you can dig them out with some slow motion.